Que pasa, my friends? It is that time of week for the Sale of the Week video, and I got a really good one for you this week. It's a very fun, addictive game that has kept me busy far more than it should. Although, there are a couple other games I ended up picking up recently that were part of the Cubic game sale, and another game that I don't know why it was on sale, and I've been having a lot of fun with them as well. I'm going to start off with the first one I got. It was Farm Tycoon. It was $1.99, down from $19.99, and that game actually does offer a lot of fun. I don't know if it's something I'm going to end up playing for too much longer, as it gets to me a little bit almost like more of a manager, and I like playing like the games where you can control a little bit more, kind of like the Farm Sim 22 or whatever, where you can actually drive the tractors and stuff. But it's still a fun game, and for $2, it's a really good deal. The other one that I really want to talk about is a game I picked up for under $1. I'm not exactly sure how much it was, but I'm going to say around 49 cents or something like that. It's ridiculously cheap, but it's a game called Gravity Rider Zero. Now, this game is sort of like that game Trials, you know, where it's like a bike type game where your more concern is on like physics and balance and things of that nature. But this one seems to me a little bit easier. That game was really hard, and I remember being super frustrated playing it. I don't know if this is a game that would envelop somebody to play for, I don't know, like a couple hours, but for like bite-sized little sit-downs, it's a lot of fun. Like 20-30 minutes of just seeing, you know, how far you can go and what you can do. It's really fun, and one of those games that, I hate to keep saying fun, but it does have like this loop about it, where it's so quick that, you know, once you fall off and fail and get back on, that it doesn't really seem to penalize you at all for failing, and just kind of keeps you playing and playing. It's really cool, and I really like all the unlockables. I could see this game being something of like what Excitebike might be, if that company that made Excitebike gave a crap about Excitebike. But before we get into the main game, the thing I want to talk about the most, I do want to remind you guys to please hit that like and subscribe button, and if you really want to help me out with the algorithms, watch the next video by me that YouTube suggests. That would be very helpful. But right now, I want to take you back to a time of neon lights, music on MTV, pants were big and then small and then big again, and two great men were born in this time frame. One being Link, and the other one, just barely, at the very tail end, being Nema. But the greatest part about the 80s were not me and Link's birth, or MTV, or pants. Oh, in fact, it was, well, Metallica. Metallica was the greatest thing from the 80s. That's basically the entire video. No, I'm kidding. Arcades. Oh, I love arcades, and the idea of going back to them is still nostalgic, even though I wasn't ever there. But I still end up going to, like, Dave & Buster's and, well, Chuck E. Cheese because I have to. But just the arcade experience is something I really enjoy, and I definitely enjoy kind of seeing it through the eyes of, like, my son. So my love of arcades actually brought me to this game called Arcade Paradise, where it's the early 80s. You're a rich kid whose father is incredibly rich and gives you a laundromat as a business. I know. What could possibly happen to a rich white kid in the 80s? I'm sure it's full of troubles and problems. No, I'm kidding. In fact, the fact that you're rich doesn't really seem to matter in this game. In fact, everything that you earn, you really have to earn. I mean, you're doing laundry all day, basically. But your character Ashley is not happy about inheriting this business. In fact, the laundromat is deeply dilapidated, and yet you still have to clean up trash all the time, unclog toilets, do people's laundry. I know, you're saying, Nema, where's the fun in this? Well, just wait. You see, on the first day of the new job, you discover that there's some arcade machines in the back, and you decide to check the hoppers, for the coins. And you find out there is a killing back there. You see, your sister had already came up with this idea before, but she was shut down by your father, because your father didn't believe the arcades were ever going to boom or do anything, but that laundromats would stand the test of time. Boy, was he wrong. No, it does get really fun, because as you are trying to keep up the appearance of the front area being a just legit laundromat, in the back room, you're starting your own arcade, and every dollar you earn is going to buy more arcade machines. Now, what makes this even cooler, aside from the the sim aspect of running a laundromat / arcade, is the fact that you get to play the games. And there's a ton of them. You can purchase any real different arcade game that you want, and all of them have a different theme to them, a different really style to them. Most of them are reminiscent of like old arcade games, but with a little bit of a twist, so that this company doesn't have to pay for licensing, I'm guessing. In fact, like there's a Pac-Man style game, but instead of it being Pac-Man, you're a Ferrari. Instead of it being Ghost, there's cops. But the same mechanics apply, the same screen pretty much applies, as well as like zombie shooters, racers, all sorts of different arcade games that you can play. Now, this game though doesn't just rest on the fact that you can get arcade games and then play them. No, you have to make money at the laundromat and still have other tasks to do while you're trying to maintain everything. Part of the tasks are, aside from taking trash out and doing the laundry, is also accomplishing things in these games. And that in itself becomes a real hassle with time management because you're trying to do all of these other things to earn money to keep face up, and you're trying to run back and play these games and get some of these accomplishments done. Now, for the most part, the accomplishments don't really do very much besides like cosmetic upgrades for you. Basically, they give you pounds that you can spend on their version of eBay. I don't know how it works since this is supposed to be the early 80s and I don't remember internet being a big thing in the early 80s. I don't know. I wasn't alive, so don't come at me up at this. But you can go on eBay and you can buy like shoes and stuff like that. I don't know. I still just enjoy trying to do these things because it gets me interactive with the arcade games, which I find really fun. There's a ton of them that really took me by surprise by how much I ended up playing them, and even let some of my laundromat business go to waste because I was busy playing an arcade game. Ultimately, I really enjoy this game, and I found this game to be something that I was willing to pay $13 for. You see, it's on sale right now, and it's down from $19.99 down to like $13.99 or maybe $12.99. I can't remember the exact price, but the point is that it's good enough to be $20. But with it being on sale right now, it's a good time to pick it up and check it out. If you don't like retro games, you don't like simulator games, then you're probably not going to like it, but I don't know, there's so much charm to it. Like, I'm not a huge fan of retro games or simulation games, and I've really been having a lot of fun with it. It's a type of game where you can just throw on headphones, listen to some music, and just kind of vibe for a while. Just kind of, relax, chill out, while you're still also kind of being panicked and rushed to do all this other stuff. But it's really one of those games that I enjoy because it keeps me busy. There's not a huge storyline to it or anything like that. In fact, most of the game is pretty much open once you start it, but it has some really kind of humorous little cutscenes, and some of the aspect of the game does feel a little bit meta. Like unclogging the toilet is a version of fighting a boss. You can see like some HP going down. There's just things like that that are kind of fun. Not to mention just developing this like cycle that you do every day as you're earning more and more money to put forth to your new business. I've really enjoyed playing it. I'm going to continue playing it, I think, until I beat it. I haven't beaten it yet, and I'm not exactly sure how far it goes, but I have put in a lot of time into it, enough that I can confidently say that this game is easily worth the $12 or $13 that they're asking for. But that's my opinion of Arcade Paradise. Just thought I'd talk about it. The sale of the week. If you want something a little bit cheaper, like I said, Gravity Rider Zero is a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed it. Plus, there is a ton of other games that are on sale right now, just so many of them. Honestly, if I wasn't just up to my ears in other reviews and other stuff, I would be spending a lot of time talking about all the other games. There's so many. It's insane how many good games there are right now. Honestly, I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are amazing. You're legends. You are the best. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.